right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Houston Rockets Daily, where we post daily Houston Rocket videos. So if you guys are new here and you enjoy this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Honestly, guys, this might have been one of, if not my most favorite Rockets win. I don't think the grammar worked in that sentence, but this was one of my favorite wins of the entire season. I feel like the way we played collectively outside the second quarter, it was honestly amazing. We got off to an unbelievable start. We closed the game well. We kept our foot on the gas. Like, we played good transition defense. We played great transition offense. The only nitpick, and it's not even a nitpick because there was, 22 of them? Yeah, there's 22 turnovers. 22 turnovers, so not really a nitpick. That is an issue, but one thing I've really noticed so far with this Rockets team is when they play their best, especially offensively, they're just constantly running. They are constantly moving around. They're moving off the ball. They're setting picks. They're cutting. They're running all over the place. And that's when we see the most exciting Houston Rockets basketball. I mean, Christian Wood tonight, I'm giving Christian Wood the game ball. You know what? I'm giving Christian Wood the game ball. Kevin Porter Jr. really sealed the deal, but he did have 6 turnovers. He was relatively sloppy once again with the basketball. But Christian Wood, and we've been saying this for a couple weeks now, ever since that incident where he refused to check into the game, I've had literally 0 issues with Christian Wood. Yeah, there's moments where you're like, just be a little more aggressive, please. But that's really it. That's really it. Christian Wood, phenomenal game, 23 points, 14 rebounds, made a couple of threes for us, shot efficiently, shot good from the free throw. I should not have said that. He didn't shoot great from the free throw line. And you can't even say 4 of 7 is an improvement, because it definitely isn't. But as a whole, the Houston Rockets, they shot well from the field, they shot well from downtown, and they shot well from the free throw line, which, being the worst free throw shooting team in the NBA, it's a success. It's a success. Jalen Green, I thought played unbelievable tonight. 15 points for him tonight, plus 8. Keep that in mind. 6 of 10 from the field, 1 of 3 from downtown, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. So Jalen Green tonight, only 10 shots. That would be probably the only downside to him. All 10 of those shots just about were extremely efficient. Like, even the 3-pointers, his 1-3 that he made tonight was set up beautifully by a pick by Christian Wood. Nice little play design, Stephen Silas. I saw Jalen Green, especially in transition. He was getting to the rim, even in non-transition. Like, I thought Jalen Green played a phenomenal game tonight, and he's been trending in that direction. Same with Kevin Porter Jr. He had a phenomenal game, man. He really closed the game for us, making just some huge threes, and you love to see it. Kevin has definitely been trending in the right direction once again since that incident, but kind of went since he got back from injury. 23 points for him tonight. Like I said, he did have 6 turnovers, but he had 4 rebounds, 7 assists, and then even better, 6 of 12 from the field, 5 of 9 from downtown, and 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Like I said, there was some costly turnovers. There was that whack, kind of lob to Christian Wood in a double team that didn't really make sense. But he's a young player, man. These rookies, obviously Kevin's in his 3rd year, but these rookies, these young players, they're going to make mistakes. It's just kind of a given. It's something that you have to accept. And honestly, it's kind of a cool process, seeing this Rockets team kind of click together tonight. Eric Gordon, dude, this man only had 15 points, 7 rebounds. This guy was a plus 26. I mean, obviously, team high, plus 26. Phenomenal game from Eric Gordon. I mean, my roommate was telling me this at dinner at Chipotle tonight, and he was like, man, what would the Rockets do without Eric Gordon? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, if there's one dude on the Houston Rockets that I take for granted the most, it's 100,000% Eric Gordon. I love you, Eric. I will always remember your time in Houston. And the day he leaves, we've been talking about this, man, the day he leaves, it's going to suck. It is really going to suck. I mean, it's almost like a Gerald Green departure. Like, these ones hurt, but hopefully he's off to bigger and better things. I'm kind of hoping it's with Phoenix, but man, like, you don't win this basketball game if Eric Gordon didn't play. He's been rock solid for us, and shout out to him, man. He's still shooting over 50% from downtown. Like, words literally can't describe how huge Eric Gordon has been. Jae'Sean Tate, another really solid game, 10 points, only missed 1 field goal, 5 of 6, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Did a little bit of everything. But what I was really impressed by was the bench. But before we actually talk about the impressiveness, I want to talk about Josh Christopher and Armani Brooks, because one thing I actually kind of liked from Silas tonight was he kind of took almost like a Nick Nurse approach. When both of these players came to the basketball game, they sucked, dude. Like Armani Brooks, literally, I mean, he shot 0 of 5. They both weren't getting it done defensively. They both were like -5, -6, almost right out of the gate. And Silas just kind of was like, all right, never mind, my bad. And that's something I want. That's something I kind of want to start seeing more of. Like, I wouldn't even mind throwing in, maybe not against the Kings tonight, but I wouldn't even mind, like, if some of your shooters aren't shooting the ball well, take a different approach. Throw in a guy like David Nwaba, throw in a guy like DJ, throw in a guy like Daniel Tice, and just see what happens. I'm one of those guys who kind of likes to be like a mad scientist. I want Silas to kind of be like a mad scientist out here with his rotations at times, where it's like, if something clearly isn't working, just get rid of it, dude. If it's not working one night, it might work the next night, but just scrap it. Let's focus on the game. As Jack Armstrong says, like, game within the game, man. But speaking of the bench, you saw good games from pretty much all of them. Alperen Sengun, he honestly wasn't really involved offensively, but he still had a really solid game. He's still working himself back from injury, only 15 minutes. But I was really impressed by KJ Martin Jr. I was really impressed by Garrison Matthews tonight. Finally, a good game from Garrison. You knew he was going to get out of that shooting slump eventually. But particularly KJ Martin, I'd like to see some improvements on the defensive end, but offensively he was huge for him. He even had a nice 3-point shot, but threw in 5 rebounds, threw in a block, 9 points for him in only 22 minutes. KJ Martin Jr. was a huge reason that we won this basketball game. Along with goes Garrison Matthews. That man is not afraid to take any shot, and that's one of the things I'm really excited about the future of Garrison, is just because I don't think there's a speck of fear in that man's body, and this year should be kind of a year where Garrison kind of realizes, like, all right, I just got this great opportunity. This team believes in me. I should shoot every open shot I have. And even just like in the fourth quarter, he had a huge 3. He had a good assist to KJ Martin Jr. Somehow KJ made that shot. He got fouled. The officiating was kind of whack this game. But Garrison Matthews, he's one of those players that's going to be, he kind of is some nights, further in the rotation, 8th man, 9th man, 10th man. Hopefully in the next 2 or 3 years, even especially if you were to have an injury and you got to rely on a guy like Garrison, he's just super solid, man. He's super solid, and once he gets ultra consistent, that's when he's going to be obviously just absolutely thriving. So I can't wait. I'm excited for Garrison Matthews. Had a couple of bad games. I like that we saw Armani tonight. I do want to see more of Armani moving forward. Also, real quick, Daishen Nix and Usman Garuba are down in the G League. Kind of crazy we don't find minutes for Garuba. I'll probably make a video about him tomorrow. He feasts in the G League, man. That's the good news. But that's it for today, guys. Drop some comments down below on this win against the Kings. Much, much needed after pretty brutal loss to the Kings a couple of nights ago. But that's it for today. Hit the like button, hit that sub button. Peace.